Hey everybody, Hellcrux here, and welcome to another, well, let's just call it Mercenary Arena. Alright. Okay. I had a question that popped up in one of my videos the other day, and it was like, what are the worst mechs out there? And it's like, what would you take? And I'm like, that's a good question. And welcome to the arena! Yeah, we're going to do, if you were going into the arena, and you had to take the 4 worst mechs, one out of each class, what would they be? And how would you deal with them? And, that kind of thing. I'm just curious. So this is a question going out to everybody. What mech would you throw into each class as, say, a light, medium, heavy, and assault? You got to take one of each. And you're going into the arena, and they have to be the worst mechs ever that you think are the worst mechs. And I'm just going to throw it out there as like, you can throw any era in there, really. It's like, a bad mech's a bad mech. Even though a bad mech in, let's say, 3060 with all the new fangle-dangle technology on board, probably is a lot better than a Succession Wars low-tech mech. All right. Preface that there. All right, so what we need to do is talk about each mech. What would you take? And put it down below. And I like to see everybody do this. Write your list as like light, medium, heavy, and assault. Now this is going to be the interactive portion of the video for everybody. All right, so my first one I'm going to be throwing out there is the Oscout. Yeah, it's like, it's fast, it has some armor, and it has a weapon. Yeah, you could preface it. Yeah, it is a weapon. As a more of an afterthought, I think, at times. So if you're going to go into a major battle like an arena, it's like, you take the Oscout, you're going like, well, at least I can run around and hide quickly or get out of the way, but I'm not doing much damage in the process. So that's kind of like how I think about it. It's like the Oscout is not a really great mech for throwing into an arena. Now, I almost tossed in the Urban Mech because, well, the Urban Mech's got some good firepower in the beginning, but it has no arm. Really, the armor is not so great because it doesn't help that it's a really slow mech and it will get beat down quickly. But for my light mech, I'm going with the Oscout. Now, the medium mech, I'm going with the running egg. Yes, the egg, the Sentinel. The Sentinel is one of those mechs where, yeah, it has an autocannon. It's got some range with the autocannon and an S-arm too. I think a small laser. So other than that, this is about the worst amount of firepower you can throw on a mech. It's got maneuverability, but if you connect with it, it gets tore up quickly. It's not going to do a lot of damage at all on the battlefield. So if you're in an arena, you're going to be spending all your time trying to beat down other individuals, and it's going to take forever. This could be one of those games where you're playing this. It's like, all right, turn 30. All right, who's left? Oh, half my lance is still trying to beat down the other half. Well, that's kind of like how it's going to feel. So, yeah, the Sentinel, it's got some maneuverability, but its firepower is sadly lacking. Now, let's move on to the heavies. I'm going to throw the Jaeger in there. I could almost toss the Rifleman in there. Is kind of a Succession War, is kind of a really bad mech in some ways. The Jaeger, it's got the 2... AC-5s, and it's got a couple AC-2s to play around with. But hey, it's an anti-aircraft mech that gets tossed into the battlefield in the wrong role many times. And this time it's getting really stuck into an arena and try to do something. Actually, the Jaeger might succeed in this battle because it's like, all right, stay away from me, and I'll just plink away from long range and just try to do some damage and whittle you down. And so it might be successful. It's hard to say until you actually try it. So, there you go. The Jaeger mech. Now, the only problem is if you ever get into the juicy parts of a Jaeger, it's probably going to blow up. That's been my experience most of the time. The Jaeger is a big walking time bomb. Now, let's move on to the assault range. Yes, the assaults. And what is our lovable Charger? Yes, we got a 5.8 moving. It's got speed, but it has no armor, and its firepower is like, does it have firepower? It does more damage if it tries to do physical attacks than it does if it tries to do anything with its small lasers. It's like carrying around a bunch of small lasers. So, it has to get in close, and if it is in close, then it's probably going to kick you, and kick you hard. 80-ton kick, that's going to do some good damage. But, unfortunately, it's like, that's its main weapon is physical attacks. So, you're going to be looking at something with a Charger that's, typically in a normal game setting, the Charger isn't all that great, but it might be actually good in this one because it's going to be looking at, all right, there you are, I'm going to charge you, and it's like you moved already, it charged and try to smash you and run you over. That's kind of its main attack factor. So I almost tossed in the Banshee, but it would take forever to kill the Banshee. It's got an AC5 and a PPC and a small laser. And it's like, yeah, it's a 4.6.0, so, but it would take forever to kill that thing, most likely. But we're going to go with the Charger. So there are my 4 mechs. If you had 4 mechs in each class, 1 mech in each class that you want to toss into, put it down on the list below and share your thoughts and why you think they're the worst mechs for this. For the suck arena zone. Yeah, let's put it that way. All right. Well, I'll talk to y'all later. I'll cracks out.